The gentleman who will, I'll bring the microphone to you, Chuck. Yeah. Yeah, we got one right there. Awesome.
Is that live? Don, is this live?
Do a test.
Yep, there it is.
Absolutely. Good job.
Okay. Oh, he's coming up.
Chuck wants to join us here. Let me say one thing real quick.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you.
I will. Chuck does not need an introduction. He will do that himself. I will say this, though. Chuck joined the Navy before Pearl Harbor, found himself at Pearl Harbor. Served with distinction in the Navy. He won't tell you that. He's not going to brag about himself. He's going to talk about his friends and the fallen. But I'll brag about him. He's a contributor to this community. He helped build the post-war America, and he's been very humble about it. I don't think he started speaking about his past until fairly recently. So every word from you, Chuck, is a word of wisdom, and having you with us today is a true honor and a gift. Thank you, sir. The mic is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Can we get this down a little bit?
Sir.
Yeah, maybe that's right. You hear me all right? Okay. I am deeply honored and very, very appreciative of this opportunity to stand before you today, not only as a living reminder of a long, long ago historical event, but also I'm honored to be here as a standing and speaking representative of over 2,400 of my shipmates and comrades who lost their lives that long, long ago Sunday morning. We don't have to wait for Memorial Day to honor and to remember all of those who down through the years have given their life for service of this country. We can do so by acts of kindness, acts of patriotism, and whatever all else that those opportunities might come our way. You'd be surprised how happy it might make someone if you just up and do something for them without ever expecting anything in return. Of all these people who down through the years have lost their lives, we must always, always remember, always honor them, whatever way is convenient for us, but is also in a patriotic manner. I find myself so many times now as I've grown on past 100 years of age that I continually drift back and relive those events. And to see all of those individuals in my mind's eye who lost their lives there that morning makes it kind of a difficult procedure to accept. I would hope and pray that everyone would remember and honor not only those there at that event, but who all down through the years have laid their lives on the line and even given their life to provide, protect, and preserve the liberties and the freedoms that we enjoy and exercise as we do here today. Excuse me. I find myself reliving that event so often that and when something like this comes up, it really makes it. Although I appreciate and I am proud to stand in as a representative of them, it's kind of a difficult situation. I would hope and pray that such an event would never, ever happen again. It need not happen. I don't know why we can't all get along without having to go to war, to accomplish the goals that we figure we need to accomplish. I would, I'm since I've turned 80 years old, I find that it seems that many of my memory banks seem to have been left behind somewhere along the road. And I hope you will understand and appreciate that and excuse mistakes maybe that I may make today. I don't know how else to express myself other than to say that I'm deeply appreciative to still be around and to stand in remembrance of all of those individuals. I have made it more or less a self-appointed duty to try to bring to them the honor and the remembrance that they so rightfully deserve. I used to travel around the area, do a lot of public speaking to try to bring to them that honor and remembrance, and I hope that I was at least somewhat successful. And in sharing that my experience there, I hope that it would give all of you and any one of you who may have had family members, loved ones, or friends there a better understanding of and a deeper appreciation for not only those who lost their lives there that morning, but even for those of us who survived and have to go on with that memory freshly in our mind. People say, well, gee, that's been over 82 years ago. That's the way it is for you. But for me, it was as though it was yesterday. I would hope that as time passes, maybe that'll calm down a little bit. But I know that as long as there is still breath in this body, I will stand in honor and in remembrance of all of them, not just there at Pearl Harbor, but anywhere and everywhere. We need always to remember, always to honor them. And we don't need to meet like this to do it. We can do it in daily acts of kindness, acts of patriotism, whatever it might be. I have thought about getting a project going maybe where I would order up a huge number of American flags. I'm not talking about small ones. I'm talking about the 3-foot by 5-foot American flag, and drive through the neighborhood wherever I see a tattered or faded flag. Go to the door, and if I can get someone to answer the door, make them an offer. I'll tell you, I will trade you this brand new flag if you will give me that torn or tattered one so that I can take it to the Boy Scouts for proper disposal. I think that would work. Those of you here today who have an old or tattered flag, would you trade that to me for a new one if I came to your door? You've got it. I'm going to do that. I don't drive anymore, but maybe I can get somebody who will drive me around so I can go through the neighborhoods and keep track of the streets we've been on and where we've received those older flags and get the Boy Scouts to dispose of them properly. Thank you much for having me here today, and I'm very grateful and honored for the opportunity to stand once again in honor and in remembrance of all of my sunken shipmates and fallen comrades. Thank you. Thank you much. Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chuck Kohler. And you will probably see him on your doorstep, so make sure you have a fresh flag. That includes me as well.